I love our pre-roll. I'm pretty sure people can hear us now anyway, but I just love keeping our pre-roll running. It's just cool.
Rated R.
Rated R restricted. What's the strong sexuality in the long take? I couldn't tell you.
Gooch.
Oh. No one can see though. No one can see what you're showing off right now.
I tell you. I got my huge.
Oh, someone has their volume.
No one can
on.
see.
That was me. Sorry.
That's all right. I also like this one. We need to make sure we use this on the end.
Oh yeah.
Or just remember to use it.
I love that.
It took an irresponsible amount of effort when I made that.
Welcome to the long take.
Welcome to the long take. Welcome to all you fellas in here right now. We are on episode 17.
We got to get the viewers up.
It's a perfect frame. Episode 17, we're doing a draft of college bro movies, and obviously doing some other movie news stuff. We got Chris on today. You were on the last episode too. We had a break because of the Philly tournament, Barstool Invitational, which is very fun. But yeah, we're here to talk about a bunch of movie stuff. People getting very upset about the Gooch toes.
They're getting upset.
Maybe not upset. Excited, I think, is the better word.
There we go, Toby. For free this time.
Yeah, it's freet. You never show off freet.
No toenails. You don't get to see my French tips.
Yeah, that's smart. You gotta save the other side. The flip side of it stays for only.
I got pretty pussy energy.
pretty what energy?
Pretty pussy energy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying some sort of like foot term that I didn't know. Like I have.
Jerry said girls with white toenails have pretty pussy energy.
I mean, now that he says that, probably yeah. But I thought you were saying something like fucking like yeah, she has sexy metatarsals or something like. I don't know. I know it's a foot word, but I don't know what else what it actually means.
Metatarsal.
I think right. That's like a fifth metatarsal.
No, I think that is right. It's just.
I think PFT broke a metatarsal. Oh shit! Did I just somehow turn off my own? Hello?
No,
that was weird. I smacked my knee into the soundboard over here and I accidentally turned it off. Okay. I don't know. I know outward. I know skin facing foot terms. Once you get into the anatomy of the foot, I got no clue.
We're still talking about feet. All right.
You started this. This is 100% your fault.
This is my fault. I'm sorry. It's your show, please.
What do you call it? No, actually, this is very funny because the one time this did truly shock me is when we were talking to Glenny Balls about his OnlyFans bill. His monthly bill was, I think, a little bit over $100. $100 a month he was spending on OnlyFans. And I was just like, Pornhub exists and it's free.
Listen, I'm a horny person, but like I cannot imagine being so horny you pay for porn.
I can't.
Here's the I do not. I've never subscribed to any OnlyFans. Okay, I think it's kind of stupid. But the one defense I will have is that, like, yes, any person can look up porn whenever they want. But if there's that one person where it's like, I want to see her naked, like who?
I need it. Like you're like SpongeBob.
Like, okay, I know. I think she has been nude in movies before, Gooch. But like, if Florence Pugh had never been nude in a movie and made an OnlyFans, would you subscribe?
Absolutely, he would. There's no question.
I'll get it for free one day.
One day, but you gotta wait. That's the thing. We live in an instant, what have you done for me lately culture.
Exactly.
When me and Florence finally meet, listen, I'll charm her.
It's over.
That's fair, but yeah, okay.
My toxic trait is thinking Florence Pugh would think I'm even remotely funny.
Honestly, though, think about it this way. She's only dated famously Zach Braff, who's not very funny. So I feel like you'd be relatively speaking, you're in good shape.
Carried by Donald Faison, many would say.
Yeah, a lot of people would say. I'm sick of the commercials. I liked it when they first did it a few times.
Yeah, it was fun the first time.
Yeah, and now it's like.
You know what? Also, by the way, not to get off track, but I remember this from last week because we asked a question on the dozen during the live show about Cougar Town.
Yes.
You remember when Cougar Town and Scrubs had a crossover episode?
No.
It was like unofficial. Like all the Scrubs characters were in. I'm almost positive it was Scrubs and Cougar Town.
Cougar Town Scrubs episid.
Wait, no. When did Scrubs go off the air though?
Like too late. Later than you would think.
Cougar Town and Scrubs. They did like like a wink, wink, nod, nod, like crossover.
Holy shit.
The people in the chat are saying there was Cougar Town and Community.
No, I'm definitely looking at the video of. I'm watching the video now of Cougar. Just Google or YouTube. Cougar Town finally collides with Scrubs.
Finally collides with Scrubs. Who was dying for that?
It's like that old meme of Infinity War, the most ambitious crossover. Who's Cougar Town and Scrubs?
No, Scrubs did die, but then he came back. Remember, Jack?
Yeah,
for like 2 years.
That's right, because didn't it go to another network for its
ABC.
last year or two? Okay,
yeah, it was bad on ABC.
Yeah, it was, and then they had the season with Dave Franco that was awful, and yeah, that was just.
Oh yeah, I forgot Dave Franco was in it.
Yeah, wait, she dated Will Poulter after Zach Braff?
No.
There's not enough time has elapsed.
There's rumors that they.
I mean, if that's the case, it really is over. You have no chance.
It is over. He's getting more handsome by the day.
I know.
I've never seen anything like it. The lad just gets more handsome.
It's incredible.
So
honestly, like a lot of it's just getting in shape, but still, it's like insane. People went from thinking
his face grew into his eyebrows, which made a huge difference. His face just grew into him, so he didn't look like it doesn't look as strange anymore.
What was the Sudeikis movie he was in? I always forget the name.
We're the Millers.
We Are the Millers. Yeah, people are like, "Oh, this dude looks like Sid from Toy Story," which he dressed up as for Halloween one year, which is very funny. And then he just turns into a hot dude, just having good hair and being ripped as hell. It's so annoying. As far as movie news today, I was gonna mention the Bullet thing with Bradley Cooper, but like I feel like I'm probably the only one here that's seen Bullet, even though it's an awesome Steve McQueen movie.
I'm sure I've watched it but passively, something my dad probably put on. Like it's definitely something my dad tried to make me watch before, and I probably just wasn't it as like a 10-year-old.
I would just say really good cop movie, awesome car chases, one of the coolest movie cars ever, and
chases, which Spielberg. I mean,
Spielberg
is anyone.
As long as they get to use practical cars and they get to actually crash them and all that shit, and I'm sure Spielberg could get as many cars as he wanted for any reason whatsoever, they'll be set. I do want to note, I did watch the first 2 episodes of 1899 on Netflix. Very interesting so far, but we'll see. We'll get back to that.
I was thinking about starting Dark this week, and I still have never watched it.
You should. Dark's, I think, one of the best shows ever put on a streaming platform, like done exclusively for streaming.
That's what everyone who's watched it has said.
Yeah. It's like, imagine if Stranger Things was meant for adults. That's how I describe Dark sometimes. It's like if Stranger Things was a prestige show made for adults. That's kind of what Dark is like.
We should talk about that Tom Brady movie.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Is that the worst trailer ever made? It's up there.
It's barely a trailer, though. It's like it almost doesn't qualify as a trailer. But what is so bizarre about it is that it stars 4 actresses who are like super famous, like established. Like if it would have starred, some random nobodies, like you probably would just go straight to DVD. But like,
I think Sally Field was nuts.
Yeah,
you have Academy Award winners, dude. Fucking Rita Moreno is a legend. I mean, I'm sure it's probably gonna suck. Like come on, it's kind of a dumb idea. But yeah, man, that's a bizarre one.
It's from the Super Bowl from 5 years ago. Like
Jerry Thornton already, I'm sure, has a blog dismantling that trailer. I have no doubt. Yeah, that one was weird. And it's like you're saying, it's like a lot of high profile actors. It's not like Wild Hogs or something where it's, mid-level and fame has faded type of dudes. Like Travolta and like Martin Lawrence or whatever, but like it's different, very different.
Yeah, like these people have ascended to a point where they're always going to be famous. You know what I mean? Like, that's weird. Dude, fucking Minahan made me laugh hard. Where he just had a tweet. He just put out a tweet. I think it said something like "worst trailer I've ever seen," and it was just like, it was 5 or 6 words. I'm just like, yeah, it's I get it. Still wouldn't put it worse than the Munsters, but yeah, we'll see.
We got the first pictures of Indy, or rather, of Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, fuck. Oh, the trailer might have dropped.
Wait, the trailer dropped?
It might have.
It also is on Empire Magazine. Is like his cover photo thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think they did say the trailer is dropping. I think within the next few days. Yeah, ooh. I bet we'll talk about it probably on LCB.
He looks cool. Damn.
Yeah. We'll see, man.
Still got. This is the thing we talked about. He's so old, but I have extreme faith for the one sole reason that James Mangold is directing it.
Yes.
And he directed arguably the best swan song for an established character ever in Logan.
Good point. And Logan is legitimately one of my favorite movies, period. I wasn't able to do the most recent LCB because I was traveling, but I mean, comic book sequels.
Yeah.
Very few that are better. And it actually made me happy that Steven Spielberg, who right now, if The Fabelmans is as good as people are saying it is, and Gooch, I know you loved it, he's kind of on a hot streak. I appreciate the fact that he was like, dude, I don't want to do this, like, and handed it over to somebody else. Because the one thing about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which, oh boy, here we go, is not a movie I hate. Like, it's what I don't think it's
that.
very good.
People have come back on that. People have come back on. They recognize the very stupid scenes, like the nuke scene is the nuke fridge is just unforgivable.
So bad.
But outside of that, like there's like a lot of like classic indie stuff in there.
Yeah, to me, every Indiana Jones movie is stupid as shit. Like, I don't have a huge attachment. Like, they all have dumb shit in them. But the one issue I did have with Crystal Skull is it's very insincere. Like, there's nothing about it lacks like what Logan had or like what some of these movies that
big miss there too with Shia LaBeouf, who we gotta imagine isn't going to return.
No, they said he's not. Yeah.
No, I'm just yeah, that's a definite no. I would note for anyone who's a fan of James Mangold, what do you say for Ford versus Ferrari and Logan? I would also watch Copland. I think it's on HBO Max. Really awesome police corruption.
I always forget he directed that.
Yeah, good ass movie with Stallone, Ray Liotta, a whole bunch of other people. Like, good ass movie. Yeah, a couple issues with Crystal Skull.
No, I have more, but that was just like,
yeah.
I've always felt like that was intended to be the swan song in some capacity, and it never materialized.
Yeah, that's what I hope Mangold kind of achieves with this.
It has to be the last one.
Literally just has to, and then you can't reboot it. You can't, and even like they're doing like the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles or whatever, like they're doing this TV series or talking about it. Like, you just got to do your own adventure show. People want this sort of thing. Don't steal an IP that you're gonna have an uphill battle over.
Yeah. Go like 17, like do like early or like late 1700s, early America. That'd be cool. Like doing
just do a fucking adventure story.
Like, adventure series in that like time period.
Adventure series, no, like Liberty Kids.
Yeah, like in the like
great ass show,
kind of like Uncharted Indiana Jones theme, like, you know, exploring like architect.
Yeah. The next thing we had is that Brendan Fraser said he's not going to attend the Golden Globes even if nominated. He said, no, I will not participate because of the history I have with them, and my mother didn't raise a hypocrite. You can call me a lot of things, but not that. If you didn't know it, the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association molested Brendan Fraser. And when Brendan Fraser reported it to the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, they did nothing about it and then denied it. And then
they did something about it. Then they literally fucking were blackballing him.
Then he blacklisted him, and he wasn't allowed to like really come to any more events after that. And then that president only got ousted from the Hollywood Foreign Press, I think, in 2021 because he was sharing articles with the entire Hollywood Foreign Press saying, I think like something about Black Lives Matter being like a hate group or some shit. So like that's what sent him over, but not the fact that he was molesting celebrities too. But like whatever. Yeah, just an insane shitbag from just knowing those two things about him. But yeah, so Brendan Fraser fucking rocks. I love this.
Good for him.
Being like, hey, I'm back on my upswing. You're not getting a fucking sniff of it. Dude. You're not getting cashing on any of the goodwill that I have right now.
And you know what, dude? It's a few weeks ago we talked about this, and I said, you know, maybe there's going to be a push for Austin Butler. Maybe there's going to be a push for Hugh Jackman. He's winning Best Actor. I haven't even seen the movie. He's gonna sweep award season. I think it's set in stone. Dude, good. Honestly, like even with the history, which is tragic and sad, good for him, man. Like, you know, for being like, yeah, I know this could be my moment, and I could go up there and like put on a fake smile and act like everything's good, but no, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to entertain this shit. Like, good for him, man. Yeah. Did you watch the video? It came out, I think yesterday. I think it might've been Vanity Fair of him, like recapping like his famous, roles. And he just, God damn it. Like, he just seems like the sweetest guy ever. Like this is going to be like the feel good movie story, maybe of the decade, is Brendan Fraser, like coming back full throttle, winning an Oscar. Like and I haven't seen The Whale, and maybe I won't even like The Whale. I don't know, but good for him. Yeah,
yeah, he looked good in that GQ.
Shoot, dude, his GQ shoot was sexy.
He looks great, dude. The fact that I remember when we had first interviewed him, and this is like 2019, I think. He said he wore that original cowboy fit that he got. He had to buy it at a Salvation Army or something like that. Yeah. And then now look at him. He's on GQ because he's a fucking beast. Like, it's crazy. And I do like the fact that we were talking about how much of a sweetheart he is and all that stuff. Like, to piss someone like that off this much, you really have to do something bad, and that's the Hollywood Foreign Press. I would love him to just be like, what's his name, Crashmore, and I think you should leave. That's why no one watches AOL Blast. That's why no one watches the Golden Globes.
Yeah, last year wasn't even on television.
Couldn't even watch last
year. Yeah,
that was unbelievable. I forgot about that. And then the other thing, Tarantino, back in the news. He loves just tossing out a hot take every now and then. He said, "I do feel that." Yeah, he said, "I do feel that 80s cinema is, along with the 50s, the worst era in Hollywood history, matched only by the current era." I will note, I went and looked at some of the movies from this era, just where they stack up, ranking wise. 50s, Seven Samurai, 12 Angry Men, Dial M for Murder, Paths of Glory, Hidden Fortress, Singing in the Rain, Bridge on the River Kwai, a lot of good movies. 80s, Indiana Jones, we were just talking about, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, Come and See, The Shining, Terminator, Die Hard, and the current era, Parasite, Blade Runner, Mad Max, Sicario, Eighth Grade, Moonlight, a lot of good movies in all these. But also, you do this. I went and did the same thing with the 90s. One of the eras he said was one of the better ones, and it's incredible how much better on average the movies are. It's crazy.
The 70s is the GOAT. I think we could all probably agree.
Yeah,
70s
is insane.
I mean, just a turning point in movies, and 90s were another one. I don't think he's right, in saying that those are bad. I'd think the 30s, the 40s. No offense to those movies, they're just not that good.
Yeah. No, I'm honestly I think that it was before people learned what acting was. Really, I feel the 70s was really the era in which, and it's why Pacino, De Niro, say what you will about their modern films, they were, and Brando obviously being a huge part of this as well. The modern actors, the people who are oh, I'm going to commit to a character and transform myself. Cause I love the old Twilight Zone. Right. But when you go back and watch them, the acting kind of sucks. It's a very different era of performing. So yeah, I mean, I was a bit surprised by that. I think that the point he was trying to make, though, that I do agree with, is that there's still great films in every era. It's impossible not to. I just think that because of oversaturation and because of the borderline ineptitude that comes with a lot of Hollywood cinema, I think the worst films are way worse than they've ever been. I think that's probably his assessment of this. I think that back in the day, if the movies that were bad were just kind of baseline bad, whatever, who cares? Nowadays, if something's bad, it is a fucking tank job. It just stinks. I think that's probably what he was saying. Yeah.
There's some atrocious movies in all those decades, but still.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I think we could do this draft. I'm actually kind of excited to do it because I feel like we can talk a lot about a lot of these options.
Yeah.
I randomized our draft order ahead of time. It's going to be me, then Chris, then Robbie.
Okay.
I'm actually nervous about this because I think this is a good draft position for Robbie. The second I sent him this draft idea, he said he was going to crush it. He said he was going to destroy us. And I actually think this is the most advantageous for Robbie because he's going to get, I think, 2 ones that are going to be better than whatever you and me's second option is going to be, Chris, which is going to suck. But we do have the first 2. I'll go with my first one. The literal example that I sent to both you and Robbie for this Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street.
1-1. It's just it is the clearest 1-1 in the history of 1-1.
I had a poster of it in my room freshman year of college. So yeah.
It's one where most of our movies I think are going to be ones that are sort of misunderstood by the college bro, so to speak. Mm-hmm. It's an unbelievably very good movie, Wolf of Wall Street. But college
that's
bros,
the worst part about it. It's a very fucking good movie.
Oh no, it's one of my 10 favorite movies ever. Maybe I am a dude bro here.
But it is the ultimate bro movie. They watch it and they're the highlight of that movie for them isn't any of the scenes it should be. It's
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey doing the it's like there's incredible screenwriting, incredible acting, great moments, like, but that's the moment that
Well,
sticks
I
with me.
mean, okay, I don't know if that for the average frat bro is the highlight. I mean,
What do you think is that? But just Margot Robbie,
Yeah.
No, it's the Quaalude scenes.
Quaalude scene, I think is like
Yeah.
right up there too. Yeah,
Did I ever tell you guys I saw that movie on Christmas Day with my family?
That's
Yeah.
that's a rough one.
Thankfully, I have a cool family, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that movie has to be about as close to an NC-17 as any. Like,
very close.
wasn't it originally NC-17 and they cut like one scene, and that's why the MPAA is so stupid. They cut one scene of like DiCaprio snorting coke off of a hooker's ass, and they're like, okay, now it's R. It was something like that. Yeah.
I mean, he did like blow off a hooker's ass at one point. Like, I'm sure.
Yeah, no,
He did crack. He smoked crack out of her asshole.
Yeah. I think, you know, what's weird is like one scene that always stood out for me is that the dinner scene where he says like, sell me a pen. Like that should be the scene everyone remembers from that movie. And like, I doubt people even remember that, which
John
sucks.
Bernthal sitting on.
Dude, Bernthal working out.
Say hi to your sister for me.
Yeah.
That movie to me is so much funnier than almost any comedy. Like
It's so
the
good.
Hill, especially what these sides do. They cure cancer. The sides did cure cancer. That's why everyone kept buying
Steve Madden.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you know, I gotta rewatch it. That is the quickest.
Shoes, New York.
And he's just sitting there jerking off to Margot Robbie while she's like upstairs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the prosthetic dick.
She was only like, I think she was 22 in that movie.
Really?
She was like 20.
But she still looks 22. That's
Yeah, she looks exactly the same.
I think she looks about 25 in that movie. Like she looks like a.
That's fair, yeah.
Tell your sister I said, what's up?
Yeah.
It's fuck. I gotta rewatch it too.
Smoking cigs and lifting in his backyard.
Yeah.
He's so fucking cool in that. Yeah.
Bernthal rocks in that. Chris, you're up.
Okay. You know, you went with the one that I think perfectly fits the 2010s generation. I'm gonna go with the movie that fits perfectly into the 2000s generation. I gotta go Fight Club.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, Fight Club is an iconic movie. It's recognizable, so well acted. Watched it recently. Has not aged as well as people might think.
Really?
It's a great movie. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's iconic, but I would not put it in the top 3 best David Fincher movies. Because I don't think it's better than Social Network, Zodiac, 7. I think are all better than it.
Okay. Because I'd put it above 7.
Okay, you see, I love
Social Network, Gone Girl, Zodiac, and 7 all above it.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
I always forget
Recognizable. I think the message of the movie, which is like, hey, if life gets hard, just commit domestic terrorism, is kind of weird. And I'm sorry, but the very tail ending sucks.
What, the music going on while the
no, that's awesome. It's spoiler alert for a 23-year-old movie. When he shoots himself in the face to get rid of his...
Yeah, the shooting himself in the face part is stupid.
That's kind of like... Now, my guess is that that's exactly how the book played out. I don't know. But it is like... It's so like upfront and masculine that, yeah, it made me get rid of all my materials.
I live in a 200 square foot apartment because of Fight Club.
Exactly. And again, like, even at its worst, every scene you just remember. And you know, bizarrely, I was having rewatched. You know who's like legitimately awesome in that movie is Meatloaf. Like,
yeah.
He actually he kills it in that. You know, and he has such an important role. I didn't realize that. Like, he's the opening shot of the movie. You know, this is Bob. Bob has bitch tits. Like, that's a great way to start a fucking movie. So,
R.I.P. Meatloaf.
Yeah, for sure. So, really good film. Maybe hasn't aged as well as some people might think, but yeah, I mean, it's ultimate college movie. Yeah.
You know what the sneaky great Fincher movie that doesn't get talked about enough is The Game. The Game is an awesome movie. I just got that on Criterion. I fucking love that movie.
Well, real quick, what did you guys think of Mank?
Of Mank, I thought it was like really good for what it was attempting to do. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't attempting to be a mega entertaining movie, or even a mega thinker like most Fincher movies are. I think what he wanted to achieve in that movie, he achieved. That's, to me, successful.
Yeah.
I like movies with a lot of talking, but boy, did that movie have a lot of talking.
You see, I loved the first half so much, and then it gets into the political stuff, and there's so much talking. Like, it's one of those movies that's really good.
This is true, by the way.
Which is
true.
Yeah.
It's probably
it's probably it's one of those movies that's really good, but it should have been better than it was. You know what I mean? Like it should have won Best Picture. When I heard like David Fincher's making a movie about the making of Citizen Kane, I'm like, wrap it up. This year's over. This movie's winning Best Picture. So yeah, but I really like Fight Club and ultimate college movie.
This is true. It was a passion project that Fincher's dad wrote that he then
exactly, which is another reason why I was like, this is gonna be amazing. Yeah.
Okay, Sigma Gooch is up to make the pick that I think he's going to make.
Yeah. We talking about Jared Leto, Morbius. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go American Psycho.
American
Psycho. Christian Bale. People fucking. I mean, they love it. He makes being an absolute psychopath look cool. Like it's not. Yeah. I know that wasn't the intention of what's the director's name? What's her name?
Mary Herron.
Yeah. It's a movie. It's directed by a woman based on a book written by a gay dude, and it is the pinnacle of masculinity for some reason. It is insane.
I mean, it's just Christian Bale's fault. I think he was too good in it.
He's way too good.
He's too charismatic as like a sociopath. Like it's like you're like kind of rooting for him, even though he's an absolute loser.
Yeah, a lot of other good actors in that too, like Justin Theroux, really good in that. Willem Dafoe, really good. Chloe Sevigny plays like his secretary, also amazing. That great point.
One
of my favorite. Leto banger. He's good in that movie.
Leto is really good in that movie. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of my favorite scenes in any movie is when he just gets an axe to the face. And taking the Jared Leto politics out of it, just Christian Bale totally understood the assignment in that movie. Just knowing like this is a dark comedy, and that he basically does a Jim Carrey impression in that scene with the it's on the rain. Like that movie's awesome. Like that's one of those dude bro movies that actually is like legitimately kind of perfect. Yeah.
This is kind of, I didn't know this, if this is true, that Ewan McGregor was initially tabbed for the role. I wouldn't have liked him in that.
You see, I heard DiCaprio.
I heard it was his grandma. Yeah, I thought it was DiCaprio, and I heard it was Christian Bale's grandmother.
Really?
Ran into, I think, Leo at a Yankees game.
That's wild.
Drop out of it.
Yes. By the way, we did.
I have to go return videotapes. Is very funny.
I have to return some videos.
So you guys will all hear this first. We did a bracket of the best excuses, which will be on 2 weeks from now because we don't have
one.
I know. So I had it initially in my in the chain game, but I was just like, only me and Gooch are gonna get this, and like it's not gonna play over as well as I wanted to.
I'll add it to the bracket for Maine. I think people will get that.
Yeah, I did think that one was very funny. But yeah, a lot of these it made me want to murder my coworker. But yeah, that a lot of great scenes in that movie. Amazing thriller. Yeah, pure psychosis too. Acting from like Christian Bale, absolutely insane. Even just like watching the scene of him like doing his daily routine or whatever, it is bone chilling.
Yeah,
how good it is.
Also, have you ever seen the Margot Robbie remake?
Yeah,
very funny.
Yeah, it was for like it was Vanity Fair or something. She was doing a photo shoot for.
I saw the second one with like Mila Kunis or whatever,
and William Shatner was
the one with Mila. The story behind that being called American Psycho 2 is very funny.
Tell it to the people.
It wasn't an American Psycho movie. They shot the whole thing. It was not related to American Psycho at all. And then they tagged the title on and added that scene to make it
at the very beginning with
they like did that like I think like a few months before the movie released.
Honestly, that's one I wrote a blog about this recently. I don't know if it would ever work. I would love to see Christian Bale play Patrick Bateman one more time. Like in some whether it's in a series, even if it's like a cameo, just like because he could do it. He's crazy enough to get back into that shape. And it's just the way that movie ends. That would be awesome to see.
I would like to see it one more time just to see what he could do with it because like he's grown as an actor. Yeah. Gucci, get back to back.
All right, I got my list in front of me. I'm gonna go back to the 90s. I'm gonna go with Pulp Fiction. I choose Pulp Fiction because it is and it has been forever like the go-to movie for when a guy wants to sound like he's into movies is just say Pulp Fiction. Like that's got to be your favorite movie if you want to be into movies.
Yeah.
So it is Pulp, and it's not a bad movie. Like a lot of these movies are great movies. I think people just miss the points on them.
Yeah.
That's a great pick too, because like you're saying, like people use it to pretend they're smart. Like, yeah, you ever hear about this little movie called Pulp Fiction, one of the most massively popular movies like ever?
Just a hugely popular movie. It's like,
yeah,
you're this little director called Quentin Tarantino.
Ever heard of him?
But Pulp Fiction's my pick, and a movie I love. I love it.
Yeah. I think a big running theme for a lot of these is that they're movies that are, a lot of them are really good, but are not nearly as deep as people make them out to be.
Yeah.
Like, I think American Psycho is like that. Like, American Psycho is the movie that people watch thinking that it's like, this is so complex.
This is cinema.
Yeah, when in reality, like, it's, you know, it's not exactly Nolan. You know, like it's not to say that Pulp Fiction isn't great, because it's great. And yeah, the Pulp Fiction poster. You say the Pulp Fiction poster I always think of is the Uma Thurman.
Yeah, the Uma
Smoking,
Thurman.
yeah. Like with her, like laying on her stomach. Yeah.
Such a hot poster.
Yeah, that's a good one. Chris, you're up.
Okay, this one's tough because I feel like maybe it's aimed a little bit closer towards high schoolers than college kids. But a movie that was always talked about.
I know what you're gonna say.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. When I was growing up, that they ended up making a sequel to that I never saw. Boondock Saints.
Fuck.
Yeah, I thought you.
Fuck, I wanted that one really bad. Damn.
What's that, Cooch?
I thought you were gonna say Project X. You loved that movie in high school.
No. Boondock Saints to me was a movie that had, like, for 10 years an insane momentum. Like, people just adored it. And it's ironic because the original Boondock Saints has like a 23% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it got critically panned, but people fell in love with it. And then I remember I was in, I think, 8th grade, and then made the sequel that nobody fucking saw. But yeah, Boondock Saints stands out as just like that. It was that era of action, like right after the Matrix, where everything's slow motion. And it's like, no, this is like the alternative action movie, and it's hardcore. Boondock Saints is.
The Project X. I was a freshman when Project X came out, and they did this whole competition in my colleges everywhere, I guess, where like you would do something. I forgot what it was, like get enough people to sign something or some shit, and like they would throw a Project X party at your college. And I mean, we didn't even come close, but like everyone was so excited, like, oh fuck, a Project X party. Never happened.
Do you remember how divisive the reviews were for that movie?
Yeah,
like there were people who gave it like 10 out of 10, like this movie is awesome. There were people who thought it was like one of the worst movies ever. It was bizarre.
There was a firefight. Yeah. Great fucking scene.
I think it's actually like a good movie. I'm on the side of I think it is good.
Yeah.
Oh, look, for Boondock Saints, to add on to yours, Chris, Boondock Saints is one that for some reason so many people had that poster. I feel like maybe, and this is generous, 50% of the people who had that poster had watched the movie.
Actually saw the movie.
Yeah. Way too high. Way too high.
Way too high of a number.
Yeah. Like 15, 20.
Yeah. It's a good ass movie.
That was a movie that was also never streaming anywhere, if I remember right. Ever.
The dude
on Netflix now, but
the dude who played their dad was really good too. Like, you know, when it shows up and like he's just strapped up with guns. That guy's really good as well. And I know obviously Norman Reedus went on to do a bunch of other stuff. I don't know what the other brother did from that, like at all. I think guys just like it because there's Irish Catholic dudes fucking mowing down criminals. Everyone likes vigilantes, and like that. I think Vigilantes is also a Billy Connolly. That's right. Who's also in a lot of movies actually. Where he's in. You know what I most recently rewatched him in was
White
Samurai.
There's a white guy in this movie, and the actor's name is Bob Marley.
Wait, a white actor in Boondock Saints? Wait,
yeah. Let me share.
I gotta look this up right now. The guy who played David Del Rocco, the guy who shoots the cat. No way. Bob Marley?
Is he a comedian?
His name is Robert Marley. You can't go by Bob.
Dude, you gotta go by Rob. Robert
Marley.
Robbie Marley. It doesn't have as much good a ring to it, but like, no fucking way.
Brutal name. This is the Office Space bit.
Stolen Valor. Yeah.
Yes, literally.
I'm not changing my name.
You got to post that on Main later. Billy Connolly he plays King Dane in Battle of the Five Armies, and he was also in. I was watching The Last Samurai. He was in that as well. Which classically you think of like a big doofy Irish dude when you think of The Last Samurai. Okay, so Boondock Saints off the board. I really wanted that. I thought I was going to come back to me, and I would have the best 1-2 punch in this draft. Without that, I will do. This is where it gets a little bit harder. I'll go with Inception. I'll go with Inception.
Okay.
I think that Inception is a movie where it's very similar to the vibe where you guys are talking about, like American Psycho and stuff.
Yeah.
Where they it's like Inception, obviously a great movie, but people act as if it is the most intelligent, like sweeping piece of art ever made. And it's like, no, it's just like a pretty good, it's a good sci-fi movie that's very easy to understand.
I always say if it took you more than one watch to understand that movie, then
you room temp IQ.
That's what was weird to me is like Interstellar.
It's not that complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interstellar is hard to understand. Like,
yes.
Tenet is
because Interstellar is like scientifically accurate.
Yeah.
Right. But I never even I saw that movie right before my freshman year of high school. And I was like, I felt like I was missing something because like I think I got this. Like it's just layers of a dream. It's not to say the movie's bad. I mean, it's a wonderfully made movie. It's just that the way that people came out of it being like, man, you got to see it. It's so complex.
Tenet was
both of them combined.
I think there's one person in the world who understands Tenet, and it's the guy who made the movie. Like, even did you guys see that interview with Matthew McConaughey where Sean Evans? I think it was on Hot Ones where Sean Evans was like, "Did you understand Interstellar?" And he goes, "No, not at all." I had no idea what was going on.
Dude, I was just talking to Smitty about Tenet this morning, and I was just like, that movie was the ultimate. And I said this when we initially reviewed it. It was the ultimate heat check by Christopher Nolan. He was just like, "Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna go as crazy as possible this time, and let's see how people like it." And
I do still like it. Like, there's too many good things.
Really cool shit. Yeah,
there's too many good things on a technical element, but yeah, it was like, it's why I'm very excited for Oppenheimer because I think it's him being like, okay,
hardo. No, I'm just kidding.
That's because Jeff's a liar.
I'm big time liar. Okay, so Inception. I think it's one where you might not classically think of it as a film or like a college bro movie or something like Wolf of Wall Street or Fight Club or American Psycho. But I think that like if you ask like an average college student, a dude, like they're gonna be like, when you say what's your favorite movie, they're gonna say Inception. They're like, oh, Inception blew my mind. It was crazy. Blah 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 blah. Like really good sci-fi movie, not world bending good. Prestige is so Prestige, that is the perfect level of Tenet, or rather Christopher Nolan making a movie that he thinks other people can understand, and that it did. It was such a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up for me, I'll go with Anchorman. I'll go with Anchorman, and I think because this is where, because I wasn't in college when Anchorman came out, but it is a movie that even when I was going to college was quoted nonstop.
Yeah,
every day, like literally endlessly without
and
stop.
Just the throwaway lines too. Like you just walk around saying,
"Yeah,
you ate a whole wheel of cheese."
Milk was a bad choice, said a trillion times during my college years, and like not by me, but just I've heard it so many times. And that's one where, again, good movie, just insanely overquoted. That one. And then the second one, not nearly as good either. That's another. A lot of these have, I feel like, the same effect. Where it's a bad sequel.
Translates to a whale's vagina.
Like that is the dumbest joke. It's the dumbest fucking joke. Like that escalated quickly. Used a lot of lines from the Sex Panther. Yeah, Rick killed a guy. Or Brick killed a guy.
60% of the time.
All the time. Yeah. Yep. You know what's kind of funny? Jen Simons, who used to work at Barstool, I guess she had a friend that makes board games, and her friend made a Sex Panther board game, and she's like, "Here, you guys can have it, and like maybe you can play it on stream." And I was like, "Probably not." I think it's in the trash somewhere. But yeah, so Anchorman, and now Chris, you're up.
I wish Adam McKay would go back to making movies like that.
Less smart movies.
I feel like
he's trying to say so much. That's what
I feel like he has this weird thing now where it feels like he feels like it's beneath him. But yeah, I would love to like. I don't want him to make a sequel, but like something
so
like.
He was so good at like just doing those movies.
He was because he knew when to turn the camera off. Like Anchorman is a relatively tight movie. Like nowadays, when you watch these fucking Melissa McCarthy movies, it's just on and on and on and on.
This is true. He definitely is in the fart chamber, McKay. Where he's like you got it too much praise, and now he's like he's Dutch ovening himself.
Yeah, I guess Yeah, I guess I should probably play the fifth because fucking I was the one guy who thought Don't Look Up.
No, I like Don't Look Up.
I didn't
love it as much as you, but I did like it.
Yeah,
like I'd give it like an 80.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean, we all liked it to various degrees, and I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, he won in the end. The movie got nominated for Best Picture, so it's not like Okay, back to me. I'm gonna go with a movie that, from what I've seen, like I'm not that crazy about, but you see the poster everywhere, and it's an older film, but people quote it all the time. Scarface.
It was on my list as well. Yeah.
You see, to me, like, okay, it's ironic that I brought him up earlier as like one of the true like modern actors. I think Pacino kind of sucks in that. Like, he's so fucking over
really
the
like
top.
that movie.
You do or don't?
I mean, I don't hate it. It's just like I don't think it's like one of the greatest movies of all time.
I'm with you, man. I like and I like Brian De Palma. I think he's a good director, but like that performance is so over the top. And there is not. I dock points from any movie that uses "Say Hello to My Little Friend" at some point. It's the most overused, more than "I'll Be Back." It is the most overused fucking line in movies, but it has cocaine and guns.
Sure does.
Nudity. It's like, it is that like college movie that you show being like, oh, this is a classic, dude. So yeah, Scarface for me.
Scarface, another very misunderstood movie for I think, which plays into this sort of bracket as well. People are just like Tony Montana is like a tragic figure. Yeah, it's like he's a tragic ass figure, and like people watch that movie and be like, fucking Tony Montana rocked. Damn, why do you have to die? It's like you're missing it. You're missing the idea of this. Robbie, you got back to back.
All right, I pulled it up. So I went. What did I do? I did American.
You've done American Psycho and Pulp Fiction.
Okay. Next up, I'm gonna go with Pineapple Express.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm taking it because if you smoked in someone's living room in college, chances were you fucking watched Pineapple Express at some point with all your friends, probably multiple times. Also, a movie that just gets quoted nonstop. I don't know how you guys feel. Maybe it's because I'm the same age as you, Chris. But yeah, we watch Pineapple Express all the fucking time, literally. Which may be problematic now with Franco, but he's funny as shit in that movie. He really is.
He was great.
Yeah, fucking. And now I know his name is Red.
I thought hurricane season was over.
The
opening with Bill Hader is also just so fucking funny. But they're like
the
testing
military.
The weed they're testing the weed, like 1930s military base.
That shit was very funny. There's a lot of like actors in that like you wouldn't necessarily associate with like comedy. Like the guy who plays the partner.
Amber Heard's in the fucking movie.
Amber Heard is in the movie. Ed Begley Jr. very funny in that movie. As was whoever it was that played his wife. But yeah, a lot of very funny people in that movie. Fucking feel like a piece of I feel like an idiot still for not remembering Red. But like,
I wouldn't have remembered Red either. I don't remember his name being Red.
I don't remember his name being said at all. That was it. And like, I don't remember his name ever being said, which sucks.
Got this from a stripper's butthole in Jacksonville.
Yeah. He gets Danny McBride gets the shit beat out of him in that movie. Like the absolute dog shit beat out of him.
I don't think this was supposed to play well when it came out. I think he was supposed to be an absolute loser. Yeah,
the point was that he was a fucking gross scumbag kind of. Saul was anyway.
Was Danny McBride, sorry, voice crack. Was Danny McBride like established at that point?
I feel like Eastbound and Down was out by then, right?
Okay, because I mean, dude, it might have been back-to-back weeks. That and Tropic Thunder. Like he was
he'd been in Superbad, or not Superbad, Hot Rod. Like
Hot Rod,
Hot Rod, and he did the Foot Fist Way, which was like that's
very funny.
Carroll and those guys picked up. Yeah, dude, I've written blogs about this. What a fucking amazing year for comedy 2008 was. Pineapple Express.
I think the late 2000s are the best ever.
Pineapple Express, Step Brothers, Tropic Thunder, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, all the same year.
Other models. Other guys 1 year later, but still right in that same area. Walk Hard, like fucking a lot of good comedies.
So what would you say, 2005 to 2010?
Yeah, I think it's the best era for comedies ever.
Might be.
I don't know, maybe it's because it just lined up with my sense of humor, but I feel like they still get quoted endlessly by kids today.
All right, Superbad, Hot Fuzz, Other Guys, Borat, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Hot Rod, Tropic Thunder, Step Brothers, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Walk Hard, Role Models, I Love You Man, The Hangover, Hot Tub Time Machine, Black Dynamite, Knocked Up, Pineapple Express, Foot Fist Way, Hamlet 2, which is a sneaky underrated movie, Talladega Nights.
Sexy Jesus.
Yeah, Rock Me Sexy Jesus. Talladega Nights, Idiocracy,
Blades of Glory.
Accepted,
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers, The Longest Yard,
Okay.
Grandma's Boy. Fuck,
Okay.
man. There's a lot.
There's a lot of good comedies then.
Yeah,
A
shit.
lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Shit, man, that's a lot. Okay, so your first one is Pineapple Express. What's the next one? Black Dynamite does rock, by the way.
The
That's
movie
one
that actually did already get brought up, Interstellar.
Okay.
I think Interstellar is a huge time pro movie, and it kind of falls in line with the same reasoning as Inception and Pulp Fiction. Like, if you want to sound like you got a smart movie take, like you say Interstellar is your favorite movie, and you know who Hans Zimmer is. Like, you name drop that. You're like, oh, I know the composer too. His name is Hans Zimmer. Really,
it sounds fancy because his name is European.
He's the best composer there is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I get it.
you get, the whole message. It's like, it's love transcends time and space. It's a beautiful message, but I mean, that movie's awesome too.
I love Interstellar. I think Interstellar is
Rudy said he's got one thing on his coffee table in his apartment.
Yeah,
just the script to Interstellar.
The full script.
Cool.
Yep. Dude, that's
so
fucking
this is
so
a perfect
funny.
thing. Actually, this is perfect.
Wait, who does that?
Rudy.
Oh, really? Hey.
Rudy's got the script to Interstellar sitting on his
fucking
his coffee table. That seals it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you know what I loved in that movie was Tars. Tars rocked.
Yeah.
That was a great robot. I miss that guy.
Dude, Alan Tudyk do that
No,
one?
I think it's like a random guy.
Well, that was Rogue One. He did.
Yeah.
Well, he's done a
K2SO.
lot of that kind of like
Voice acting. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good voice actor.
Also, just a great scene in general is the one where they have to dock while the plane is or the station is spinning. Unreal.
Visually, there's some fucking amazing scenes in that movie, man.
Tars and Case. Yeah. Oh,
I do love that he got like an actual physicist to like make it scientifically accurate. That is fucking awesome.
Wes Bentley getting fucking annihilated by that giant wave. Bad guy Matt Damon also
that reveal moment, like that, like when you realize that it's not like a wave, it's like oh my god, that's incredible.
And honestly,
blew my mind.
He won the Oscar the year before, but I thought McConaughey deserved some attention for that movie too.
His crying scene is fucking rough.
That is one of just the most amazing scenes, like saddest scenes in a movie.
Jessica Chastain, she ad-libbed that whole scene.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, that's
we interviewed, or at least I interviewed Wes Bentley. I think Jeff was out the day I interviewed him, and he was an awesome interview. He was really cool. He talked about Christopher Nolan, like filming all those scenes in there. He talked a lot about Yellowstone, a bunch of other random shit.
He had one of the funnier responses we've ever had to that Tom Cruise pick too.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
He was like, "That looks like Kim Kardashian." Like he was like, "He's thick." He's like, "That's cake."
Yep, dude, fucking so funny. I forgot about that. Yeah, Topher Grace was in fact in that movie for a minute, as was
Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet, yeah, and Casey Affleck, and there's a couple others too. Who played Michael Caine? Played his dad, or no? Who played his dad? John Lithgow.
John Lithgow was great.
Yeah,
John Lithgow, and I know we're missing some too.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, well, yeah, Anne Hathaway. A great pick, Chris.
Somebody tipped my pick earlier, but I got to go with a comedy here. And I think especially you brought up, I think you actually left it out when naming great 2000s comedies. But outside of Anchorman, I think the most quoted comedy by college kids in that era, Borat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just the amount of, very nice, that just people.
My wife.
My wife. Yeah. And just
number 6 prostitutes in all of Kazakhstan.
The what's shaking vanilla face or whatever. Oh, all the time.
Yeah. And I think that with a lot of these movies, like you brought up like Hans Zimmer and that shit, like there's like a backstory where somebody could watch Borat and be like, you don't understand. This guy had a television show and he played this character and he played other characters. And
Ali G, man.
Yeah. Which
you probably never heard about it.
And
Mark Malloy.
Yeah. At little sidebar, but a movie I liked when I first saw it that to me I don't think is actually as good as people made it out to be was the second Borat. I thought it was just okay.
That's solid.
What were you saying? Looking at
it was like it was the first. I think it got a little bit more love because it was one of the first like big movies we got
during COVID.
During COVID, like
they made fun of Tom Hanks in the movie, which was very funny.
Yeah, and it came out of nowhere because like it was announced that it was being like about to come out like a month before it did. But the first Borat is it's kind of a masterpiece of comedy, and it's one of those rare instances in which a movie is like remarkably political about the Bush era and like the people's xenophobia at that time, but it's not so over the top that you can't enjoy it. And so I think, there's a lot there. And I mean, I bring up the college kids. There are college kids that are featured in that movie that show the fucking Pam Anderson sex tape on the bus. Those are the guys who sued Sacha Baron Cohen. They were like really upset by that.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, well, because they were like, dude, like we were shit faced and you got us like on camera, like talking about this stuff. So amazing movie. Great college movie. Love Borat. That's my fourth pick.
It's a great pick. And now I have my last two. I'm happy this somehow got back to me because I really didn't think it would get back. Super Troopers.
Yeah, it was on my list. Yeah.
Okay.
Super Troopers. Yeah, so it's not even necessarily one where I think you watch it with your friends, but like people, I feel like you hear it quoted a lot. And that's a big theme, I think, for a lot of these. It's either people use the movie to make it seem like they're smart in college, or they use the movie for quotes to be the quote guy. And Super Troopers is a big one of those. What do you say? Why did my headphones just cut out?
No, you're good, Ken Jack.
There we go. My mic cut out.
Oh, okay.
I was doing that. I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
From the commercial.
Yeah. It's a movie where I think it gets quoted nonstop. Yeah. Logan Roy is in fact in it. Brian Cox plays their lieutenant. Broken Lizard, I do think is very funny. Especially around this era when they were doing like Club Dread and all those other ones. Super Troopers, very funny movie. Quoted way too much. Way too much. The meow thing, like a lot of the other lines. Just
oh my god! I was thinking Starship Troopers.
No, Super Troopers.
Wow, that was a big mix. Dude, Brian Cox was in Starship Troopers.
Gooch, I was too. I don't know why. Yeah,
Super Troopers. Although I will note, I did have Starship.
Did you say Starship Troopers?
I have Starship Troopers on my list, so I might have accidentally said it.
Okay, are we talking about Super Troopers?
Talking about Super Troopers.
Check the gate.
We're talking about Super Troopers.
Okay. Super Troopers is a great pick.
Yeah, Super Troopers quoted a lot. And yeah, Starship Troopers definitely. I don't know if there's that much to quote about it, but I did have it on my list because I think it's another one where it's wildly misunderstood. Like dudes will watch it and like be like, "Yeah, it's fucking rocks killing bugs," and all shit. Like this is a big Paul Verhoeven thing. Like he loves this with like RoboCop or whatever else. Like he loves satirizing like American society, which is what both of those movies do excellently. But people are just like, nah.
I'm being gaslit right now. You said Starship Troopers. Super Troopers. Boy, do I love that movie. Good Lord. The snozberries taste like snozberries.
I've heard that so many times in my lifetime, and only maybe once from the movie itself.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick.
Jim Gaffigan cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Always very, because he didn't get big until like 5 or 6 years after that.
At the least, I thought it was like 10. Yeah, when he that's funny.
Yeah, but he's just in that movie for some reason.
All right, for my last one, I'm in a bit of a bind here. I have two that I really want. It's really hard. There's one where it's a movie where every guy, it's like their default movie to say like, oh, this is the best movie ever, and it's not. And that's one I want to pick. But then there's another one where it's quoted more. Fuck. I'll do Harold and Kumar.
Oh man, pick. Fuck yeah.
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Overquoted for sure. Funny movie when you watch it for the first time for sure. Wildly overquoted, and it's one where like I feel like when I was in college anyway, if like someone said, "Oh, you've seen Harold and Kumar, right?" and someone said no, they'd be like, "How the fuck have you not seen Harold and Kumar go to White Castle?" And it's like easily like it's not a movie that's on a must-see list. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Harold and Kumar instead of the other one I'm battling with, but we might get back to that in honorable mentions. Chris.
You know what was the funniest scene in that movie is Anthony Anderson.
I'm
going to burn this motherfucker down.
Talking about those little juicy hamburgers.
Did I ever tell you I met him?
Anthony Anderson, when?
Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals at the Palace of Auburn Hills in 2007 between the Pistons and the Cavs.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very nice. I went up to him because I just seen The Departed. I was in 5th grade. And I went,
Mhm.
"Hey, are you Anthony Anderson from The Departed?" And he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "You know what, man? I am Anthony Anderson from The Departed." Really nice guy. Always root for him. I saw Transformers later that summer. So I always root for that guy. He's really cool.
That is a wild sort of break for him. He's like doing SNL and all like Key and Kel, whatever, and then not Key and Kel. And then all of a sudden they did like fucking that out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Wild.
but it's like he's a versatile actor though. Like you watch, I've only seen so much of Blackish, but like or the Law and Order show he was on. Like he's actually a way better dramatic actor than people let on.
Then he's shot in the face by, was it Leonardo DiCaprio shot? No, the other guy shot him. The other cop shot him.
It was the random cop that shot him in the head. Yeah, no, he had a rough go of things in that movie, but he was good in that. Last pick. Okay, I'm choosing between a few comedies here. Really considering Wedding Crashers, but I'm gonna go with The Hangover. I think that especially that was I was.
That's a great pick. It's more in line with the theme of the draft.
Yeah, I don't know why I break it down into intervals of time, but like that movie came out when I was in 7th grade going into 8th grade. My brother had just finished high school going into college, and people forget like the staying power that the first Hangover had. Like it was not it was really well marketed, and the trailer with Mike Tyson was really funny, but that movie lasted for a long time. And I think I want to say I might have put this in a blog, even if I didn't. I think the first Hangover might have the best premise of any comedy. Like we got fucked up at a party, and now it's kind of like a murder mystery to a certain extent, or just a mystery in general. And I mean, like he was on the up and up anyway, but it kind of made a star out of Bradley Cooper. Zach Galifianakis like became a huge name. Ed Helms was already on The Office, and like it's the ultimate college movie because it's just like it's so full of surprises.
I was just saying, only person that didn't go anywhere was Doug. Justin Bartha. He was on like National Treasure and then Hangover, and then never around anything again.
Never seen from again.
Poor Justin Bartha.
Yeah.
Jack both thought the same thing at the same time. We're just like, what about Justin Bartha?
Yeah,
we were both in the same way. You were chatting out the whole crew except for Justin Bartha.
Poor guy. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, The Hangover. Is it's awesome. And hey, shout out Todd Phillips. I mean, look what he did with his career after that. So The Hangovers, that's the best one.
That's weird to say, but it's absolutely true. Like Todd Phillips never directs the Joker if he didn't direct The Hangover. Like he just wouldn't. His star profile wouldn't have been up enough.
He did all 3 of those, right? All 3 of the
$1 billion, right?
Yeah.
One of them made $1 billion.
Fuck, I don't know if he directed the other 2. I'd assume
the second one made a ton. The third one did not do as well, but the second one was like one of the highest grossing comedies of all time. Yeah. Which, you know what? Honestly, I don't hate either of the Hangover sequels.
It's like, no. I'm Doug from The Hangover. And they're like, yeah, sure, buddy.
Doug, that was me.
I believe you. Yeah, we believe you. Robbie, the last pick.
My last pick. I'm gonna go with Shrek. Get one animated movie on here. That movie has never stopped being funny. Not at any point. And the public perception, like whether you're like snobby or like the dumbest movies possible, everyone likes Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone who doesn't like it. I've never met a single person who doesn't like Shrek.
Some people like it more than they probably should.
White Sox
Dave.
Wait, what?
Oh, you don't know? White Sox Dave has a weird obsession with Shrek. He said, "What did he say?"
Well, no. What it was is they did a draft.
Is he doing the meme? Like the
no. He has no idea about the memes at all.
They did a draft of 2000. It was 2000s comedies, right? Ken Jack, I think that's what it was.
Yes, it was.
And he had, I think, the 3rd overall pick. And he, like, the funniest part was he confidently led off with Shrek. Like, this is the best comedy of that era, to a point where Carl walked out of the room in frustration. And PFT, like, PFT's argument was sound, where he's like, we all love Shrek. You could have gotten that in the 4th round. Maybe.
Yep.
But no, I mean, dude, Shrek rules. Like, Shrek's the first animated movie to win Best Animated Feature. I mean, it's just such a staple of its time too. Like, Shrek rules. I like Shrek 2 as well.
Also, the rock in which they built that DreamWorks. Like DreamWorks, like if that failed, DreamWorks might have just been dead on arrival.
Dude, you know what we got to do a draft of at one point?
I don't think it would have worked either. Wait, go ahead.
Is movie what ifs. like because
Yeah,
one of the
Chris Farley.
One of the all-time ones would be, what if Chris Farley would have played Shrek? And the movie would have done just as well. And there is,
I don't think it would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would have been like, I love Chris Farley, but I can't imagine it being funnier than like what Mike Myers did with the character, like giving him a Scottish accent was so stupid.
that was
so
very
funny.
and that was like, man, people overlook that hot streak Mike Myers was on for like 6-7 years before the Love Guru was a fucking Ari Kari knife into his heart.
The stories about him on Cat in the Hat are some of the funniest things I've ever heard. Where he's like,
Cat in the Hat kind of killed it.
He had he had an assistant that had to give him cookies on demand. Like he had someone like an assistant, literally like the production had to pay for a PA to sit there and give him cookies. Like that is so wild. Some wild moves from Mike Myers. Sorry, you're saying, Chris.
But
no, great soundtrack.
Yes, great soundtracks.
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of the reason why it's so iconic is that like staple of its time. Like if you made a movie in the early 2000s and Smash Mouth wasn't on your soundtrack, like you can go fuck yourself.
I was just watching Rat Race. I forgot that the whole thing at the end of it is that they run into Smash Mouth and have to donate all the money.
Yes,
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good pick. So as you can see, if you're looking at the screen, you see all of our picks: Wolf of Wall Street for me, Inception, Anchorman, Super Troopers, Harold and Kumar. Chris has Fight Club, Boondock Saints, Scarface, Borat, The Hangover. Robbie, American Psycho, Pulp Fiction, Pineapple Express, Interstellar, and Shrek. I'm curious to see how this on a graphic, how people judge this, because like if they just judge like looking for the best movies, like which I feel like most people do, it's hard to read sometimes. They're gonna vote, I think, almost overwhelmingly in Gooch's favor.
Oh, you see, I thought they were gonna go with you.
See, because I see Interstellar in the 4th round, and they're just gonna be like, oh, he wins. You know what I mean? Like, and having that in addition to some of the other ones, they might with me too. Like, it's very possible, but still. I think our drafts were good though. I think we have good teams.
This fun. Yeah, no, I think this will be close. Yeah, this will be close.
Yeah. Shout out Justin Bartha. We didn't mean it. We're with you. We're with you, Justin. It wasn't meant to be a diss. It's just
it's like the exact kind of guy we'd probably interview too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. We have a Justin Bartha interview like tomorrow. We got offered Finn Wolfhard the other day, so maybe that happens. That'll be interesting. I think. Hopefully.
Okay.
And then we have a couple of those. We just did Thomas Lennon for like an hour, that was a really funny interview.
Yes,
we have.
Oh, I love Thomas Lennon. Man.
We got offered Ben Foster, which I was like, if you can make this happen, I will pay you guys.
Be like, oh, would this guy be good? And we're just like, what do you like? This is like one of the most famous actors in the world.
Yeah.
Well, dude, Glenn Powell is fucking awesome. Dude.
He was a very fun interview.
That guy, seriously, like. Watching that interview, I'm like, this guy, and he was great in Top Gun. I'm like, this guy's gonna be a mega star.
He's great vibes.
Like, he is so likable.
Awesome vibes guy. And his movie Devotion, which I think comes out on Thanksgiving, it's awesome. Really good movie. I know the embargo is over for that now. Devotion is super, super good. Really emotional. Great fighter pilot scenes, and a lot of it's practical, which is sick. I would note Ben Foster is great in everything he's ever done. There hasn't been a movie in which Ben Foster wasn't great. Some of the movies haven't been great, but he's always great.
Whatever happened?
His movie with Thomas and McKenzie.
Yeah. Leave No Trace. It's one of the best movies of that year.
Wow. Love that movie.
He's amazing in that.
Whatever happened to the movie? I know it came out, but the movie where he played Lance Armstrong?
Where Ben Foster played Lance Armstrong?
Yeah, I know. It was announced, and the movie, like, I remember the trailer and thinking, like, oh, this is going to be pretty good. And it just never, like, it came out, but...
Program 2015.
Yeah.
Huh.
Remember that.
Perfect casting. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, that is a good one. Jesse Plemons in that, Lee Pace, Dustin Hoffman. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch that.
I never saw it. Yeah, I just remember it being a big deal.
Critical rating, not great. But then you see on the thing, it just says like, hey, movie's not good, but Ben Foster is incredible as Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
So there you go. You got to do just rocks. Okay, so that's the episode of The Long Take. We'll be back next week with a brand new... Oh, wait, no, we won't because it's Thanksgiving. But we'll be back on the next one the week after that. But yeah, make sure to go vote in our drafts. Justin Bartha was in Atlanta? That is wild. Did you ever see... what's his name? Liam Neeson in Atlanta. Very funny.
After I think it was you guys that recommended it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you sent me the clip, Ken Jack. It was funny as shit. Yeah.
It's so funny. He's like, they're at like the cancel bar or the cancel club, I think is what they called it. And like Brian Tyree Henry's talking to Liam Neeson about stuff, and he's like, yeah, I didn't mean it. I was just trying to talk about my history and all that stuff. And so he's like, oh, so Liam, you don't actually hate black people? He's like, no, I hate all of you. Look at you. You try to get me canceled. And it's such a weird moment and so very Atlanta to have him on to do that. But damn, is it funny?
His fucking his Ted 2 cameo is funny as shit.
Dude, his comedic chops, Liam Neeson's comedic chops are so good. Wait, did you ever see the Life's Too Short clip?
I think he's gonna be great. I think he's gonna be great in that Naked Gun reboot.
Me too.
No, yeah, we talked about you know, like you know what's a movie that got we might have even talked about in LCB that I think is actually funnier than people let on is Million Ways to Die in the West.
I saw that on HBO Max the other day. I was like, I want to rewatch it.
I think that movie's pretty funny. Like, and part of it, like you guys know, like if you follow my videos at all, like I'm the biggest Family Guy stan in the world. Like I just think I just fall in line with Seth MacFarlane's like sensibilities. But yeah, here I just got the clip you sent me.
He posted a what do you call it? Gooch posted a Family Guy clip last night.
Yeah, I saw it.
He's on the train,
and everyone was saying that Twitter was going down. It didn't happen.
Exactly. Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, shocking.
Also very funny, Chet Hayes in Atlanta. But anyway, that's the episode, and now we get to use the end roll. Finally, we'll see you guys next week.
Good stuff.
Yep.